he is. And when that comes together, that's where he gets glory and honor, because you have acknowledged him and who he is, and what he can do for you is blessings in abundance, and that can be acknowledged too. But the main is, it's about who he is. Now, there are ones out there that'll go to church on Sunday. This is what he's talking about next. The ones that are not real in their worship. They go to church on Sunday because they want entertainment. They go to church on Sunday and they say, oh yeah, God is wonderful and I know who he is, but they don't live it. They don't live in him, walk in him. They don't keep his word in their heart. They don't make it real. It's not from their heart. And he knows the difference. And those are the ones that he says are being hypocritical, that ignore his word. Those are the ones he says will face judgment, because they have ignored him. And that's why it's so important that we teach others and tell others the gospel, because we need to make sure that they know who he is and what he has done for them with offering salvation, bringing salvation through Jesus. We need to tell the gospel truth about who he is and lead them to him so that they're real. We need to hold each other accountable. As far as us as brothers and sisters, make sure that when we gather and when we worship, that it's from our heart, that it's real, that we're not gathering just because we want to be entertained or we want to have fun or those type things. We want to have fun and be together, but when it's time for worship, we need to make sure corporately in our churches that our worship is real, that the church unified seeks God, because our worship should be to him, to who he is, that he should be the head of that church and use that church and get glory from that church because they worship and they worship rightly. It's so important that our heart worship him, not just head knowledge that, yeah, we know who he is, but that our worship come from a place of our heart that he knows that he seeks to be a part of. And we want to seek him and give him that glory and that honor, because that is our Creator, our Father, Lord of all, and he is where all things come from. So we need to worship and acknowledge him and do it rightly and bring him delight. You know, I love the idea that we can bring him delight. He created all things. Look at the beauty that we see in creation. And he said it is good when he did it. But to think that that I can bring him any kind of delight, it makes my heart feel good that I can offer him that. There's so much little else that I have to offer, because it's all stuff he's already given me. Anything I offered him was his anyway, because he gave it. So to think that this worship that I can bring from my heart and give to him, that can bring him delight, I want to do that. Every chance I get, I want to bring him delight. I want him to know that I love him. And when we worship and we express that love to him, we get filled with his love in return that just reflects out of us. And it's just a continuous thing in our lives that's joyful and that others see and helps us lead others to that same place of joy and love and delight. It just is amazing to me to think that there's anything I can offer to delight him. But again, it's only if I'm willing to give him my whole heart. That's what he seeks from us, is our whole heart. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope when you think worship that you think of how it's got to come from your heart. And if there's anything in your heart that's hindering your worship, that has to be given to Him and taken care of. And then you'll see true worship bring delight to the Father that reflects back on you. I love you guys.